Have you ever wondered if the life you're living right now is truly yours, or just a version you've drifted into without realizing? Do you recall the first emotion that greeted you when you woke up today? Can you trace the thoughts that passed through your mind? The subtle words muttered silently, the intentions unspoken? We often assume we're the authors of our own story, making decisions with full agency. But in truth, much of what we call choice is a rerun of past behaviors, embedded social scripts, and collective emotional currents. Psychology suggests we make tens of thousands of decisions each day, but most of these remain below the threshold of conscious awareness. They're habits dressed as decisions. In this way, we're not actually choosing a future, we're replaying a habitual past. Moreover, the particular strand of reality you're experiencing may not even be the one that aligns with your deepest will, but rather one defaulted into by unseen influences. So the question arises, if you genuinely want to live differently, why does your world feel so resistant to change? An unconventional yet elegantly scientific model called reality transurfing may offer insight. Developed by Russian physicist Vadim Zeland, it proposes that your reality isn't constructed by you, but selected by you, moment to moment, from a pre-existing field of infinite possibilities. It's not unlike standing before a cosmic cinema reel. Your consciousness is the projector lens, and its vibration determines which frame is brought to life. This ties directly into the observer effect in quantum physics, where particles remain undefined until observed. This means your attention doesn't merely notice reality, it finalizes it. But there's a layer deeper still. What if your attention itself is being manipulated? Enter the concept of pendulums. A pendulum is an energetic structure formed when thoughts, emotions, anxieties, and desires echo within a group. These aren't just metaphors. They are actual thought forms, sustained by collective focus. Think of popular ideologies, online outrage loops, or collective fear cycles. These are pendulums in action. When you're emotionally pulled by one, it subtly drags your awareness toward its preferred stream of reality. And as you anchor there, the reality you meet reflects that frequency, not what you consciously desire. So what can be done? How do you escape the grip of these pendulums and step into a reality that aligns with your authentic vision? The key is non-resistance. When someone attacks, instead of reacting or defending, mentally step back and think. That's the pendulum trying to provoke motion. Observing it without engagement cuts off its energy source. In that moment, you cease being a passive participant and become a navigator of reality. This detached clarity is the birthplace of all transformation. Now, you can begin asking the fundamental question. Of all realities that already exist, which will I tune into next? Imagine a vast archive of parallel realities, each one a complete scenario where you're not just different in possessions or status, but in emotional resonance, values, and contexts. Every possible you already exists. This isn't fantasy. It's an energetic database accessible through alignment. These doors of possibility don't open with force. They vibrate open when your inner state resonates with what lies beyond them. So instead of asking how hard you must work to change reality, begin questioning how you must feel, think, and perceive to meet the version of life you seek. Your current emotional frequency is already broadcasting. When you operate from lack, your world echoes that scarcity. But if you begin your day settled in gratitude and fullness, reality follows suit. Unfortunately, many try to shape reality via internal willpower, forcefully pushing against what is. This is the trap of inner intention. When you act as though reality is external and must be bent, it resists. Compare this to outer intention, where instead of shoving, you align. You don't chase the life you want, you let it find you, like a magnet responding to a field it already resonates with. A woman once ceased longing for love. She simply assumed it already existed and began living as though she were already deeply cherished. Not forced, just aligned. Gradually, a new reality emerged around her. This wasn't coincidence. It was her consciousness tuning to the wavelength where that life was already unfolding. Outer intention operates like gravity. It isn't visible, but draws all things silently into place. So how can you start practicing outer intention? Reality. Transurfing offers 5 core principles. First, become the observer. Center yourself in awareness and stop reacting unconsciously. Second, manage your emotional compass. Redirect from dense emotions to lighter ones like joy or peace to shift your frequency. Third, accept that imagined realities are not fiction. They're previews of actual possibilities already existing. Fourth, engage in vivid inner visualization. See, feel, and experience your chosen reality internally until it solidifies energetically. Finally, act without waiting for belief. Act as if, even before proof arrives. Shift focus from outcome to internal state. Reality doesn't reward belief. It mirrors being. You're not here to mold reality like clay. You're here to select it like a string from a vibrating instrument. What you tune to becomes what you live. The question isn't whether change is possible. It's whether your frequency makes it probable. So now it's your turn. In this very moment, what energy are you radiating? Which potential path are you aligning with? Remember, reality is less about force and more about resonance. When you're in harmony, the life you're seeking won't need to be chased. It will begin walking toward you. This has been Mari's Mind Reset. Until next time, stay mindful.